All right, guys. Well, we've got a new day with plenty of new news, all of which is wildly unconnected and just kind of odd. So I'm kind of excited to bring all this stuff to you guys. First off, we've got the Hallmark Channel teaming up with someone really strange. We've also got Netflix casting villains for season 2 of their show One Piece. And they've got one actor specifically that really has my interest. And then also, we've got a new Batman animated show coming out that you probably haven't heard about, and the first image has dropped. So let's go ahead and get into it. As always, like, subscribe, follow, do all that stuff because it helps us with the algorithms and helps new people find our channel. And if you just like to hear the news throughout the week, Monday through Thursday, I'll be digging through all of it to tell you the stuff that you might want to hear that's happening in the entertainment industry versus, just digging through the internet to see what might or might not be going on. I've done it for you. And also make sure to check out criticalist.com. That is my website. It is a entertainment reviewing platform for talking about movies and TV shows, but not just talking about them, reviewing them specifically. And we give you a totally new way to do that, and we keep it interesting. We give it to you in a social format that's bright and colorful and exciting, and we just want to harken back to those old school MySpace days. So just come in, make some friends, and have fun talking about the things that you're watching. So on to the first really weird piece of news that I kind of can't get over because this is absurd. It's that we've got a team up, a really, really weird team up of the Hallmark Channel and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs saga just continues. It's like they just want to continue to be perceived as some level of production, I think, at this point. This is just ludicrous, and a whole lot of people are going to absolutely eat this up. I mean, without a doubt, because we all know people watch these trashy Hallmark movies and it's become like a really popular thing. And hey, I'm not yucking your yum here. It's not my bag. I'm not about it. I've seen like one of these ever, and it's just, it's not my thing. But yeah, they are partnering with the Kansas City Chiefs of all people, and they are going to be teaming up to make a new Christmas movie that's centered around football. And so they've announced who they've cast. It's this Tyler Haynes guy and Hunter King. They're going to be our two leads, and it sounds like it is your typical, Hallmark movie fare as far as those type of things go. But this is just, I mean, it really does crack me up because I talk a lot of crap about the NFL specifically and just professional sports in general and how it all just feels like an extreme production. And then you get something like this happening where they are partnering with an entertainment company to do even more entertainment and grow their brand. So, there's that. But yes, they're calling this Holiday Touchdown a Chiefs love story because, I mean, Travis and Taylor were just not enough to just dump gasoline on this Kansas City fire, and them predictably winning the Super Bowl and all of these things continuing to happen. Now they're doing this as well. And what they are saying is that it stars as Chiefs superfan Elena Higman, who will stop at nothing to win the team's Fan of the Year contest on behalf of her family. So we've got a chick here who's the big Super Bowl, football fan here. So I find that a little interesting too. As Derek, the director of fan engagement for the contest, Haynes, is tasked with evaluating how Elena and her family stack up against the other two finalists. As the pair spends time together, it's clear there's a spark between them, per the official synopsis. But challenges arise when her grandfather's vintage Chiefs good luck winter hat goes missing. This sounds absolutely ludicrous. And as I said, I'm not into these type of things. I mean, I know normally it's like a Christmas tree farm or something, and I guess at least they're mixing it up. But I mean, I'm sorry, guys. This one's not going to be for me. And I'm sure everybody's going to be talking about it and reviewing it on Criticalist. I'm sure when it comes out, all the people who love this type of stuff. So have at it, guys. But I did want to talk about this because it's absurd. So, there's some absurd, ridiculous team up partnership synergy. Now, on to something I was a little bit more excited about here. We have Netflix One Piece season 2 casting their Baroque Works villains. So I'm guessing that is a company that's within the world of One Piece. Now, I watched the show. I'm not going to lie. I freaking love it. I think it was fantastic. I thought I was going to hate it, thought it was going to be the dumbest thing ever. I actually watched some of the first episode the first time, and I was like, oh, this is not going to be for me. And then really dug into it, and ever since have been slowly spiraling down into this anime hellscape that I can't seem to get myself out of, because for some reason I like anime now, and this show is probably in large part to blame, along with all of our Criticalist users who are just constantly poking and prodding me to watch more anime stuff, and then I just do, and now I'm doing it on my own free will. So, there's that. But anyways, the news here is that they have cast Mr. 9, Mr. 5, Miss Valentine, and Mr. 3. And they have shown all of the characters here, along with the actors that they're going to be, portraying these characters. And right away, what jumped out at me, and he's not listed here, is this man right here. Now, if you do not recognize him, he recently was on he's been in a lot of things over the years, but recently was in a film that blew up actually on Criticalist, which was Late Night with the Devil. And his name, which I always struggle to say, is David Dastmalchian. That's how I'm going to say it. And feel free to correct me in the comments. I'm sure people will, or they'll just call me a complete and total idiot. But they do that anyways for apparently no reason at all anymore. So he's going to be in the show, and I am super excited about it. This is really freaking cool. This is a big snag for them, and I think that he's he's pretty hot right now after doing Late Night with the Devil. We have 53 voters on this within Criticalist. It's sitting at an 80% a most excellent. Now, granted, that's as low as a most excellent will go, but it's still at a most excellent, which is commendable for sure. That is a really hard rank to hit, especially with how our scale works and how you can fine tune your numbers and exactly how you want to rate it. And anything in the most excellent range, especially with this many voters, I'm like, yeah, it's worth checking out. And so anyways, they've cast him as this villain. Now, I am not familiar with the anime. I did try and watch the anime, and it's just quite dated. I've heard that they're completely rebooting and remaking it and kind of making it more for modern audiences because the original series is so old now. And especially some of the dubbed voice actors are just a bit rough. But all of these characters look the part, especially David. He looks, he's got the vibe of this character. And I think that this is really cool. And I hope that this show finds the success in season 2 that season 1 did, because it was excellent and it was a good watch. And even for people that aren't into anime, aren't into this show, could find something to love. I mean, it's cartoony and ridiculous and over the top. But if you can see through that and see into the story that they are telling, and just how fun and playful it is, and just different from your typical, American type of show that comes out these days, especially lately, I think it's worth checking out. So if you haven't, definitely watch this. And if you have not seen Late Night with the Devil, do that as well. But this is big news, and I think it is really cool that he has been cast, and it is even more of a reason to watch this. Now, all of these other actors, I am not really familiar with. It lists out, in the article, which I'll put in the show notes, where everybody comes from within the show, but they all do look the part, and I think can definitely, it hopefully fit these roles well, and at least will fit the look. So I'm going to be watching season 2, and definitely if you have seen it and have not reviewed it on Criticalist, which I did, make sure to do that as well. And I mean, my vote was an 81. When I reviewed it, and then I have 7 of my friends with benefits. They gave it Late Night with the Devil an 80% for this movie. And I really need to go ahead and take a look. I haven't done that. You guys are going to get to check and see me do it live on the air. But I want to look and see what One Piece actually got for the show, because it was doing really well before. Yeah. And look at this. It's an 89%, which is really, really good. And I misspoke earlier. That was primarily what I was thinking I was looking at, but I was looking at the other movie. Whatever. It happens. So anyways, the audience score for this is an 89%, which is really, really good. And we've got an 83 from my friends with benefits and an 84 from me. So, both of these things fared really well. David's a great actor, and I would say watch the stuff that he's in. He did Suicide Squad as well as Polka Dot Man. Awesome job. So this is a big get for this show. And I'm really excited for more One Piece, because I really loved it a lot and plan to watch more. Now, the last little bit of news that I was going to talk about was Batman Caped Crusader. Now, I'd forgotten that this was being made, and then I started reading the article and continued to get more confused because it wasn't really making sense, because I was like, this is supposed to be an HBO Max show, and they were talking about Amazon. So apparently this is actually pivoted where it's coming out on, and Batman Caped Crusader is actually going to be a Prime Video animated series, because Amazon / whoever they are partnered with these days is actually who ended up buying this up, and it's not coming out on Max, but it's being released as a Prime original. So check out this this image here. We've got a retro, more old school looking Batman. We've got the pointy ears. This kind of looks like a more retro art style as well. It very much harkens back to the Batman animated series from the 90s, which is considered one of the greatest animated shows of all time. And not only that, but one of the best Batman things ever. And I think that they are trying to pull on a lot of that. And I am absolutely game. Now, they do list out everybody that is, connected with this show. There's one name in particular that I think will possibly worry some folks, which I totally understand. And that name is J.J. Abrams. He is attached to this show, which could be good returns or bad. Back in his Lost days, I was like, this guy can do no wrong. He helped create Lost. It's the best show ever made. And so I'm going to watch it. And then I actually liked his Star Trek movies more than a whole lot of people. And, then it's kind of been diminishing returns. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what JJ does with it. But Bruce Timm is actually also attached as an executive producer who actually did Batman, the animated series that I was talking about earlier. And then also another cool name to note is Matt Reeves, who did the Batman and the new Penguin show coming out. And so that's actually really good news that he's been, all deep into the Batman world lately, and he is also on as a producer. So all of these are honestly pointing to pretty good signs. And I mean, there's a lot of big names as far as actors attached with it too. I mean, with McKenna Grace, Toby Stevens, we've got Christina Ricci, Jamie Chung. Like there is a lot of people on this. John DiMaggio. Like I don't know. This seems really cool, and I'm absolutely going to watch it because I love Batman and I will watch pretty much anything Batman. And we have not had a Batman animated show in a really long time. I did some digging just to really figure it out. And really the only like legit Batman show was Beware the Batman back in 2013. And still, this was a little bit more of a CG animated style of a show. So it wasn't quite the same. And, we had like Batman Brave and the Bold and The Batman. And I actually liked that one fairly well. But I mean, it's been a long time, 2013. We're going on almost or over 10 years since the last one. So give it to me. I want a Batman animated show. I'm excited to have a new Batman show to watch with my kids because they like the old ones okay, but it's still just, it's not new and shiny. So that's how kids are. And honestly, a lot of the time how I am because I like the newest, greatest, best. And so that's always what I lean into. But I think that's pretty much it for the news today, guys. This is all pretty cool stuff and all wildly different. And I'm excited to hear what all of you have to say about it. But once again, I'm going to bring it up once more. Make sure to go to criticallist.com, create yourself an account, come say hi, just leave some reviews and hang out and make lists and join groups and all those fun things. And like and subscribe, follow. And thank you to all of our new viewers and people checking out our stuff. And I hope that I can continue to bring some interesting news to you and just a little highlight in your day for, 10, 15 minutes where you can figure out what's going on in the entertainment industry. But thanks. We appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow.